everybody.
Yo.
Welcome to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. Thank you. I am the armchair QB1 Dizzle, and I'm here with the big, bald, beautiful man, Dutchie.
Yo.
I'm here with the man that puts the E in an electric slide, Eric.
What's up?
And C Money's here, everybody.
Yo.
So we got a hell of a panel today, and we're talking about something.
Do we have a coin in here?
Yeah.
We do?
Yeah, let me just make sure. I do, but I can't see them.
All right. Do the intro. I'll go get one.
So today is a big episode. We've been wanting to do this for a while. We've been thinking about this one for a little bit. And we have a tournament-style bracket, and we're going to decide who the best commentator of all time is. Now, everybody loves wrestling, if you're watching this show at least. But people forget that commentators are the soundtrack. There's people that only watch wrestling because a good commentator got them in. And we know about the JRs and the Gorillas and all, but we're here to talk about pretty much all of them. There's a few omissions because, we could only do 64 here. But coming up with this list, I found names that I fucking completely forgot about. So this is going to be a fun one. We're doing the best commentator of all time, tournament-style bracket. Here's the brackets right there, or what we got. Here's our matches. We're not going to get into each one right now. We're going to go individually.
Okay.
But it's going to be a hell of a first round, and then we have round two, which will lead to the finals, I believe.
Round two, and then so it's going to be 6 rounds in all.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to get to. So, and whatever everybody else, everybody cannot fill in on. I can fill in the blanks for everybody,
especially for some of these old friends.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a fun one. We'll get right into it. Because especially with the Kyrie saying shit, I don't want to be another YouTuber that bitches about that.
Yeah.
But I do have my feelings on it. If she wanted to just go home to Japan, then good for her. God bless. If they just got rid of her to get rid of her, then they're fucking stupid. That's pretty much all it is. Now, the soundtracks of wrestling. Personally, I want us all. Who's your favorite commentator of all time if you just think about it right now?
Man.
Probably JR and Shivani.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go JR myself.
I'm going to say Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan.
Because I grew up through JR.
See, I want to go Joey Styles.
Holy shit.
And the reason why I say Joey Styles because ECW was something different. Like it didn't rely. You didn't need two people. He called the action by himself every night, every show, every pay-per-view. It was by himself.
Yeah,
he didn't get paired up with someone until they made WWE bought him out. But
no, they did a little bit though with Joel Gertner and shit.
Joel Gertner, Cyrus,
especially when they got on TNN. Because I think TNN, that was one of the things they wanted.
TNN's basically just like you can't do it by yourself. Because I know for a little while in '97 they had Rick Rude was his color commentator for a while, but Rude sucked, so they had him just go back to doing it on his own.
All right, some of these names are probably misspelled, but that's fine. This is going to be a fun one.
All right,
so we know who they are.
Do it. Match 1 of round 1. We have the voice of WWE for probably the last 20 years at this point, at least 10. 15?
I mean, well, he took over officially from JR in 2010.
And it's 2028 now, so
2026.
I'm aging us up a couple years.
Yeah,
it's 2030 now. For about 16 years. And he's going up against the great Jim Cornette of Camp Cornette. He did a lot of the early heats. He was the commentator for the first episode of SmackDown. He did the NWA when they came back for a little bit.
Yeah. if you want to go back to the early days, he was also was Jim Ross's color commentator on WCW Saturday Night for a while. Did a couple of Clash of Champions. He was color commentator for Smoky Mountain Wrestling, which he had owned anyway, and also for OVW. So he's done a lot of done a lot of commentary.
Yeah. And for all the fans in there, if there's anybody in the comments and stuff, if we tie, because there's 4 of us, and we're all going to vote on whoever wins each of these. But if we do have a 2-on-2 tie, we'll take it to the comments for about 30 seconds. And if nobody bites, we're going to do a coin flip. And that's how we're going to deal with the tie. I love Jim Cornette, not necessarily for his commentary, but I do think he does an effective enough job. I was watching a Heat episode a few weeks ago, and he was on commentary, and DX was doing something in the ring, and Triple H made fun of him. I forgot what he said. But I remember Jim Cornette's retort was, yeah, I've been in the business a long time, Triple H, and I've been in the business way before you, and I'll be here way after you. And that was wrong. that was not true. Because now Jim Cornette just reviews what Triple H does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reviews and bitches.
So not to shit on, I love Cornette, and I think he's one of the best at that. But,
Well, at the time, you gotta realize that nobody thinks about Triple H or even how wrestlers are now. They're going to take over the business. Nobody figured that wrestlers are going to become one day head writers and lead the executive like they do now. Like Triple H, Shawn Michaels doing ST, got Road Dogg and being part of the commentary.
I mean, it almost seems a part of a plan.
Right.
If you look at the Click back then, I think they wanted to run shit the whole time. That's why Nash goes to WCW and tries to take that over.
Even when Mick Foley was a AKA backstage producer at one time or another. But the fact is that when you think about it, nobody really thought about when they're doing this thing live that, hey, 10, 15 years later, these guys will be running the company.
Right.
Like it is now.
I didn't think so.
Who would have thought that Triple H that storyline would actually lead to the marriage?
Triple H would think it was going to be Shane the whole time,
right?
Before Triple H took his birthright.
Oh yeah, I really did think that Shane McMahon was actually going to run WWE.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was always set up to be Shane and Stephanie, but Shane got fucked. I don't think Vince really ended up. I mean, I think he loves his son, and it's not my job to judge any of that. But I do think, at the end of the day, I think that was set up for Shane, and now Triple H is in that role. And Triple H doesn't own the company, so it's completely different than what Shane would have had. But you would think that he would, if you're going in the line of succession like that.
Yeah.
I think Vince always probably preferred Stephanie on the creative end, but I don't know. I thought, and I don't know if it would have been good or bad, but as a young kid watching, it's like, oh, Shane's going to run this someday.
Right.
That's just what I always thought. But sometimes passing it on to, a kid isn't always the way to go. Michael Cole is somebody who, he is an anomaly for me because sometimes I just remember him as that pukey kid in the Attitude Era that The Rock was always making fun of, and they were always throwing him around. Remember when Stone Cold threw him in the shower?
Yeah. And Stone Cold threw him in the shower, all the stuff DX would do to him.
Yeah, he was just always getting fucked with. And then on SmackDown, they kind of made him into something with Taz, and they were a pretty good duo. And then you have the terrible fucking heel run, which, is just some of the worst shit. I'm a historian. I love going back and watching any type of old wrestling, even if it was just a few years ago. Sometimes I just like going back, and most times I like going back, and that's kind of what this whole show's about. But with Cole, I can't go back to like 2011 because he is unlistenable. He is. The heel character on screen wasn't a bad heel character, but the fact that he had to do it the whole fucking night and be like a heel lead play-by-play guy, that shit was insufferable. You do not want to sit through that. And that
was the hardest years I had to watch.
Yeah.
When I did my rewatch on the network.
That was the hardest ones, right?
That was the hardest one. It was like, oh my god.
I mean, and then like when Josh Matthews tried to do that in Impact in TNA, and it's just like, okay, you're kind of taking inspiration from Michael Cole, but it was bad when he did it, right?
Yeah, and he was there when he did it.
Yeah.
But that
I mean, we'll get to Josh Matthews later.
That shit sucked so bad, and then he came off of that, and he really did. And Michael Cole's one of those people that nobody liked him for the longest time, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's Michael Cole." And now people are like really giving him respect, almost too much. It's like he went from no flowers to all the flowers, and it's like, and now it's like, oh, he's the GOAT. It's like, no, he's not. And
no, he's not the GOAT. I'm not going that far.
Cole wins this fucking thing. But because I like him, but he is not he isn't the guy that I want to be calling everything. And especially he's getting older now and he is getting better. And when he was showing more personality with the yeeting and shit, it was fun stuff. And I do like Cole. And honestly, I'm going to vote for him over Cornette. But he's not the GOAT for me at all. I think he's better.
He's not in my top 10.
He's done more than Jim, though. In that, as far as if this was a wrestling personality,
longevity, yes.
If this was a
Cornette has been more places though.
If this was a wrestling personality thing,
no, Cornette all the way.
Yes, but if it's like I fucking called this many matches and I stayed relevant for this like amount of time, commentary wise, I think Cole edges him out.
Yeah, you have to give it to Cole. My vote's Cole.
I'm voting Cole.
I'm going to say Cornette just because Cornette has been more places.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Michael Cole.
All right.
And also I had to go with Cornette because when Eric says you have to go with Cole, that's my cue to go with Cornette.
I misspoke. Sorry. I didn't really mean that.
How much did he win by 3-1? Technically,
yeah.
I know Jack Swagger would be so proud that Michael Cole won his first match.
Yeah, Jack Swagger sucks. Thank God he's not here. He'd be terrible at commentary, Jack Swagger.
Yeah,
they hit him with a thin lock. But
he's in the slap league now.
Cornette has been more places. I just think he's had too many cups of coffee, whereas Michael Cole has been able to tell a full story.
Yeah, Michael Cole has been somewhere more, longer.
And I just like Cornette better as a promo, as a heel manager, rather than goddamn motherfucker on the commentary.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
But so that's Cole wins 3-1 first matchup. Now our second matchup is a fun one.
Yeah,
and this is a friend of yours.
A friend of mine is in this, yes.
Vic Joseph against a friend of yours, Craig Johnson.
Yes.
GWF versus NXT.
Yep. Craig Johnson is real name John Horton. John's been on the show many times. But hoping to have him on again soon. But he started in the USWA, and then when the USWA Dallas became global, he was the voice for that for a while. And he's one of those that he wanted to continue being a announcer.
Yeah.
But when he applied, because he did apply to go to WCW.
Yeah.
And Eric Bischoff told him, he said, "You're 6'4", you're too tall to be a ring announcer. Like, if you chop your legs off, then I'll hire you." Like, this is a story he actually told me. And I mean, he was very good. He was very energetic, very, very passionate. Him and Scott Hudson made a great team. He also worked well with Bruce Pritchard when he was in, before GWF was when GWF was the USWA, he worked with Paul Bearer, Percy Pringle. So he had a short run, but he had a memorable run, especially memorable for me as a kid.
Yeah.
But Vic Joseph is one of those guys. Vic Joseph started in Pro Wrestling Ohio back in the late 2000s under his real name, Vic Trangliotti. Okay. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up. Pro Wrestling Ohio goes under because Joe Dombrowski, who was the owner of the company, he couldn't really fund it anymore, and they were losing the rights to TV. They couldn't get on a TV station. So, by the way, Pro Wrestling Ohio was where Johnny Gargano, that was Johnny Gargano's start.
Oh, nice.
Okay. When we had Dish Network, Bob and I back in the day, we would get the channel for Pro Wrestling Ohio.
Yeah.
We got the Ohio Sports Channel. Kenny Lehman actually got me into it because Pro Wrestling Ohio, apparently Joe Dombrowski looks like me in a suit, according to Kenny Lehman. So Vic got his start there. Then he worked for Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore for a while.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then he got the call to come into WWE. And I loved him with Wade Barrett, but I got to say, him and Booker make a very good team.
Well, he's a good play-by-play guy, but it's crazy the environment that he's working in, where he's like calling it straight, and then he's got a wild man next to him just going, "Oh yeah, man! Oh yeah! The Devil's Kiss." Like, Booker T is one of the most insane color commentators of all time, and super energetic and super fun. And we'll get to him later. And by the way, for all the fans watching at home, this is play-by-play color commentator, any type of commentator. As long as you sat behind the desk, you're eligible for this.
Yeah.
I liked Vic a lot. I also think Craig Johnson, the GWF is a lot of fun. And his commentary was damn good.
Yeah, because they were not, and the guys that worked in the GWF have told me this many times. They never wanted to be competition to WWF. They wanted to be an alternative. Yeah. They wanted to be something that if you got tired of what the WWF was doing, just turn them on. They never considered themselves competition. They just wanted to be an alternative.
Yeah.
Yep.
My vote, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that the guy is a friend of mine. But I am going with Craig Johnson, even though I do like Vic.
I'm going Craig too.
You just want him back on the show. You just want him back on the show.
Well, I made the call. All right. Clenneth, what do you think?
Oh, I'm going Vic Joseph.
Clenneth, I'm with you. We got two Vics. I don't think anybody's in the comments to really comment. But
as a mom?
But I knew Doug was going to go with his best friend this whole time when he announced it.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric and Doug are both.
And Doug is, and Eric's just going to follow along to make Doug happy.
No, I listened to Craig Johnson yesterday, and I liked him better.
Yeah. All right. You ready for me to flip this?
Go ahead.
Or do you want to flip it?
No, you can flip it. Do you get a good flip on it?
Yeah, I'm just going to toss it up.
All right. Tails is Joseph.
Tails is Joseph. Heads is Craig.
Yes.
It's going to be Vic.
Vic Joseph moves on. Sorry, Craig Johnson.
Sorry, Craig.
And they tried.
Yeah. We really did try, my friend. So it would probably be a 3-2 because it's a coin flip.
Correct. Vic Joseph and Michael Cole for the next round. That'll be fun. Next up. What?
I was just going to say we should have let him on.
Eric Bischoff and Roddy Piper.
Oh, this is going to be – this one is interesting because if you really listen to like both guys like back in the day, neither one is really that good.
Yeah. Neither did it for that long either.
Bischoff was around for a long time.
Bischoff did commentary for about 3 years.
Because he started,
for about 5 years. Actually.
Yeah, because he did it in the AWA, and then he was. What did he do?
He did it for WWE a little bit too.
All right, so Eric Bischoff started in the so Bischoff, when he first got hired to AWA, he was working in sales. Then Larry Nelson, who's going to be on this later on, got arrested for drunk driving. Larry Nelson was doing the interviews, and he was also Lee Marshall's partner doing the commentary. They're like, "Oh crap! Our lead interviewer's in jail. What do we do?" Okay, well, Eric's got a suit. Let's just tell him to do the interviews. And then Eric also helped Lee Marshall with commentary. And then he got hired in 91, and he did, I want to say he did Power Hour, the morning show, it's Friday night, Saturday morning show, depending on whenever they aired it. And he worked, his first partner was Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, that's cool.
And then in 92, he would work the main event program. Teddy Long would be his partner. Obviously, we know he was on Nitro. Roddy Piper, on the other hand, Piper used to do color commentary back in the Mid-Atlantic days. And then he got the job. He got the job to do Superstars of Wrestling. And you want me to go into all this history, and you're distracting me.
Stay focused.
So anyway, Roddy Piper then, got the job on Superstars of Wrestling, working with Vince McMahon. Well, first he just worked with Vince, and then he worked with Vince McMahon, and God bless him, the Honky Tonk Man. And then Savage got the job. So, but a lot of people criticize Piper's commentary on Superstars of Wrestling.
There's two weird moments that I remember from both of these guys. One, when Saba Simba came out and Roddy Piper's like, "That's Tony Atlas." I forgot what event it was for, but it's like it was the gimmick. He came out in the gimmick Saba Simba, which you can.
It was Tony's debut, by the way, as Saba Simba.
Oh, and fucking Roddy, and I just remember watching on YouTube, and Roddy's like, "Oh, that's Tony Atlas. Who the hell's Saba Simba?" And so that was funny. And Eric Bischoff, I remember when the NWO thing first started getting going, and he was like lead announcer on Nitro at this point.
Yeah.
Shivani was still with him though, right? Or no?
Shivani would do, so he was the lead announcer mostly.
Yeah.
But when Nitro switched to 2 hours, Shivani and Zbyszko would do hour one, and then Bischoff and Heenan and Mike Tenay would do hour two.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I remember that.
I remember when it first, and it was an hour too, when the NWO was going down, and I forgot what it was, but they like beat up Flair in that, and I think it was the fake Sting angle. But I remember Bischoff was talking at the end, and Rick was trying to cut a promo at the end. And they're at the commentary. Rick keeps trying to, and Bischoff's like taking it from it. And Rick's like, "Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk?" And that should have me dying. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, "You gonna let me say something?" And that was so funny. I thought Bischoff was okay, but he never really had much personality at commentary. He kind of came across as dry. And Piper's entertaining, but I could see why people had an issue with him. This is a hard one, but I think I'm going to go Piper.
Okay.
I'm going Bischoff.
I'm gonna go Piper.
I'm gonna go Piper as well.
3-1.
I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Eric Bischoff like that anyway.
I like him as an on-screen personality, but
Yeah.
Roddy Piper. All right. Next up, Larry Zbyszko versus Boyd Pierce.
All right. For anybody that doesn't know who Boyd Pierce is, which is Clenneth, Boyd Pierce was the announcer for Mid-South Wrestling. Now, here's the funny thing about Boyd Pierce. He would be like he's supposed to be the play-by-play guy, But even back, in the Boyd Pierce has always been an old man.
Yeah.
So what he would normally do is he would promote, say what's going to be on the show, come in, introduce who his color commentator is. If it's Bill Watts, he would basically just let Bill call the entire match.
Yeah.
If Jim Ross was with him, he would let Jim Ross do the same thing. Now, if he had a wrestler on with him like Ted DiBiase or Bob Roop, he would help those guys call the match.
Okay.
Because they were heels.
Yeah.
So he would help them call the match. But he was very straight-laced. He was very old school. Larry Zbyszko, obviously, we know him from his WCW days as the color commentator, for WCW Pro
God
Wrestling.
damn it, he's the living legend.
Yeah, for WCW Pro Wrestling, for WCW Monday Nitro.
Well, and that's the thing. Everybody's going to remember Zbyszko.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the hottest shows ever, Nitro.
Yeah.
And he was the color guy. Like, everyone remembers Bobby Heenan there, but Larry did more shit. And he wrestled and stuff, too. And
Yes.
the Bischoff match. And, Larry was, like, a part of the show. He feuded with Scott Hall, for God's sakes. Like, he was like a commentator that was always... like a thing we'll get into when we get into the King and some. I love when a color commentator sticks up for his play-by-play guy.
Yeah,
I like when a heel gets in the play-by-play's face, and like especially if the color guy's like a former wrestler, I like him getting up and be like, "No, you're not gonna fuck with him." We forgot Samoa Joe, by the way, but
I noticed that like even when we had to take a few guys out to put a few guys in,
we don't get to talk about him in that big rain suit.
Yeah, the poncho.
Oh yeah, the poncho. Yeah, Zbyszko's he is the living legend, and he's not dead, right?
No, he's still alive.
No.
I like Zbyszko a lot, and he was great here, and he was hilarious. And I like the Goldberg Raven match when he's like, "They're coming out of nowhere!" And, like he had great sound bites during that.
He really did.
He was a good soundbite color commentator. Boyd Pierce is damn good too, though.
Boyd Pierce was your typical straight man.
Yeah.
And he was also very good as a ring announcer. I like a lot of the time, to be honest with you, like when he worked with Bill Watts, it was good. I really liked it when he had to work with a heel because he got to talk more.
Yeah.
Because Bill Watts never shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Bill Watts.
So
he just kept going.
Yeah. So like when he got to work with a Bob Roop or a Ted DiBiase, who you would expect to do just that.
Yeah.
Especially Bob Roop. Bob Roop would be like, all right, Boyd, what do you got?
Yeah.
And they always made a good team. As far as who am I going with, I like both. But unfortunately, even though I'm the old school guy, I gotta go Zbyszko.
Oh God. Eric?
Yep, Larry.
Big Larry for me.
Poor Boyd. All right, we got our first sweep.
I was waiting for when that's going to happen.
Larry Zbyszko moves on, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Holy shit. All right, next up, we have Steve Corino, who was Ring of Honor color guy with Kevin Kelly.
Yep.
Against Byron Saxton, who may be one of the more hated commentators of all time.
Even though he seems like a nice guy.
And
He is a nice guy, yo.
He is a nice guy. My favorite line for him is in the 2K games, though, when you slam somebody on their stomach and he says, he slammed him on the tummy. And then Corey Graves says, tummy? And that's my favorite line from Byron Saxton. Poor Byron got bullied by Corey a lot.
Yeah.
Corey's on here, right?
Yes, we did put him on.
Okay.
Byron's... And, like, Byron started out as a heel commentator, right?
Byron was a heel?
I don't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Byron started out as a heel commentator.
Who was he with?
It was him, Tom Phillips, and Matt Bloom, or A-Train.
Oh wow.
And then, you know, when he got on the main roster, he was still a heel for a while, but then
He's not out of here.
I thought we did put him on.
I thought we did too, but I don't see him.
Oh, we screwed that up.
What?
Wah, wah, wah.
Should we do him instead of Steve Corino since that was such a short run?
I mean, we already well, him and Carino were on for a couple of years together.
All right. So fuck Corey Graves.
Yeah, I hate him anyway. So.
Wow. Okay.
Hopefully he never watches this.
Yeah.
We got Pat on here. We don't got Corey.
I could have sworn we put him on though.
I know we talked about doing it. I guess we just never did.
Yeah. You can scroll down as much as you want. He's not going to appear.
Well, you can just keep talking instead of being like the dog from Up.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
But yeah, Carino had a couple of year run with Kevin Kelly, which was pretty good. They were a pretty good team, and then they did a thing where he got suspended from commentary, but then he came back under a mask as Mr. Wrestling 3.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, but as far as color commentators go, I always feel like Carino put more effort into it.
Yeah.
Byron to me was just kind of like, I mean, he was that nerdy guy who, people just like to pick on.
Yeah, Corey was brutal to him.
Yeah, Corey was brutal to him. I'm sure JBL tried to soap up his butt in the shower like he did everybody else.
But he took it well. At least he didn't get butt hurt like Coach.
No, not at all.
So, I mean, I kind of like, especially the fact that Corey Graves is still there. Not Corey Graves. That Byron's still there. It kind of makes you be like, good for the good guys.
Yeah. I mean, he's just mainly doing like backstage interviews, which I think he is better at.
Yeah, but he's still there.
Yeah, he is better at that. That's his strong suit.
And he does wear some pretty strong suits. As far as who I'm picking, I'm gonna pick Carino on this one.
Yeah, I'm picking Carino because there was chemistry with Kevin Kelly. I feel like Byron didn't have much chemistry with most of his announced team.
I'm going Byron. He's goofy. He's like Doug.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to go with Byron too.
All right. I figured the one that would always make us have to do the tie would be Eric because he's so fucking difficult, but it hasn't been Eric yet.
Hey.
That's because he's been siding with you.
So right now the score is 2-2. Yeah, he's on your side and you're still talking shit about him. We're at 2-2. Flip the coin. Tails is Byron.
Tails is Byron. Heads is Carino.
Yep. Okay, you're not even give it to me. You're not flipping it right.
Oh, good.
That was a good flip.
Heads.
Steve Carino moves on. At first, the coin didn't even have a flip to it when you did it.
I threw it up in the air.
Yeah, but you're supposed to flip it. Steve Carino. All right.
I wish there was a way to show the flip so people.
If you just throw it in there and it falls right down, whatever side you had is going to win. How don't you know that? You're like 40. You are 40 now.
Yeah.
You old
I don't know. Do people in the comments have any better suggestions to do these tiebreakers?
I'm not seeing nothing. No one wants to hear our melodic voices tonight.
Oh.
I guess people think commentators blow.
Yeah, probably.
Our fans watch stuff muted, which makes sense. Next up, we have, this is a fun one. Kevin Kelly versus Mark Madden.
Two guys. And Kevin Kelly obviously when he became the voice of Ring of Honor, he really got to, kind of show his stuff that he could be a good play-by-play guy. Obviously, he had a stint with AEW that kind of that ended badly. And he was a kind of a C squad announcer for WWE.
That's always how I remember him. It's like the
I
guy.
enjoyed the C Scott announcing stuff though.
Yeah, and but he wasn't even on Heat. What did he do? Didn't he do Metal?
Jacked and Metal, Shotgun Saturday Night actually no, he didn't even do Shotgun Saturday Night. That was Michael Cole and for a while Vince Russo.
I always remember it being JR and Michael Cole.
I remember Kevin Kelly in the back doing backstage interviews.
Yeah, and then he was doing backstage interviews, but then he really got his chance to shine when he got to be with Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Now it was 10 years after he got released from WWE, but
I always saw him as okay, but he never quite made it. He never got to really get that big break. And besides Ring of Honor, and was this the Cody period when they were doing thousands of people in building, or is this the fucking 10 people in there, Ring of Honor?
When they got put on HDNet, which was their first big TV.
Yeah, he was the commentator. That was the Cornette era, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they weren't drawn.
And then when they moved to Sinclair Broadcasting, he was the voice, and then he was doing New Japan for a while.
Yeah, he was.
He quit doing Ring of Honor in 2017, 2018.
When they started popping.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got popped.
Yeah, when Cody came in, Kevin Kelly went away.
When Cody and the Young Bucks lit the world on fire.
Yeah.
Because, you can't forget that they did that at Ring of Honor for a while before they left.
Yeah.
Before Ring of Honor was doing 5,000 seats, which Ring of Honor had never done before. At least not that I remember.
Right.
Just from my knowledge of the business. But if somebody debunk me in the comments if I'm wrong. Mark Madden is an interesting one because he's the classic fat fan that somehow got to be on there, so he just said whatever the fuck he wanted.
He started as he was writing for the website, and he had his own day on the hotline.
Yeah. But I know you always hated him.
Because he's a fat piece of shit.
Yeah, but he's you can tell Russo loved him. And that's why you can tell he was Russo's pick to be the fucking color guy. Because he was such an asshole.
Well, Russo also epitomizes pieces of shit.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We're going against the guy that was the voice for an era that 10 people watched.
Right.
Against the guy that was a voice for an era that 10 people watched. Because WCW was in its worst case ever when Mark Madden was the announcer.
Yeah.
Whereas Ring of Honor had great matches, and but I would say Madden's funnier than Kelly, but Kelly's not supposed to be funny.
No, Kevin Kelly was a straight-laced announcer. Mark Madden was the fat heckler who.
And Kelly made a hell of a point when he left AEW. Which they asked him about his favorite commentators, and he said, honestly, after Michael Cole of the WWE, everybody kind of sounds like Michael Cole. And that's not completely wrong.
Right.
No offense to Vic, but a lot of with Tom Phillips and the Todd Grisham and all those guys just felt like a variation of Cole. And we're gonna get to all of them. But he made a point whereas Kevin Kelly does not feel like Michael Cole. He doesn't feel like JR. He doesn't feel like Tony Schiavone. He is his own little brand. So I will give him that. But Mark Madden had some funny lines, man. He did have some funny shit. Some of the shit I probably can't even say on the show. But he was pretty fucking. But it was also such a shitty era. He had to be the one to call the Bash at the Beach, Hogan and fucking Jarrett debacle. Right. He had to sit through some of the worst product and announce it to the world. He had to commentate a fucking. Did he do the pinata on the pole match, or was he not?
No, he was still there.
So, poor and Scott Hudson we'll get into it in a little bit, which I have a warmer spot in my heart for Scott than I do Mark Madden. But they both got put into a shitty situation. It's hey, you're the future for this dying brand. Good luck. And like, this is everything we put on TV is going to suck, and you have to commentate.
Yeah, and Mike Tenay and Bobby Heenan are just like, see you guys.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, I did my due. I'm done.
Yeah, and Tenay's like, yeah, I'll go on Thunder.
So I really think that this is one of the more interesting matchups.
It really is.
Because it could go either way, because they both like were kind of okay in their roles. Yeah, Kelly probably had more success because he went to other places and stuff. So, but Mark Madden was in an interesting spot that he kind of got a bad deck. We don't know what Mark Madden would have done with a great product in front of him.
Right.
Whereas Kevin Kelly got to have a lot of good wrestling in front of him to talk about.
Yeah.
Even when Ring of Honor wasn't dead, like it was great wrestling.
Right, exactly.
He got to call Briscoe matches and all the and fucking Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards and all these great guys. So This is a hard one. What do you guys think?
Yeah. For some reason I think Mark Madden in TNA for a little bit or no?
He was not.
Okay.
He
I thought he was.
After WWE.
No, he continued to. Mark Madden he's a beat writer for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
For the Steelers.
Yeah.
That's why he used to pop up on all those
NFL top 10
on the NFL top 10s because he pretended like he knew what he was talking about.
Oh, I think I know. Okay.
Again, he's still just a fat piece of shit in a lot of people's hearts.
I'm going Kevin Kelly because I think he was more natural and more. I think he had chemistry with, as I said, with Steve Corino.
Well, I mean, Mark Madden was natural too, especially in the tits because he was so fat.
Hey.
Oh, God. Can't she just be nice?
He outweighs you by at least 300.
Can't she just be nice to the man?
No.
I never thought I'd hear
What did the man ever do to you? Did he sit on your face?
Did he sit on your... What the fuck? That was a weird direction.
Yeah, and I'm the pervert.
Mark Madden sat on Doug's face. All right. I'm going to go Mark Madden. Kevin Kelly never quite did it for me.
All right. I think Eric went Kevin Kelly.
He did. So we're 1-1.
All right. Plymouth?
Going Kevin Kelly.
2-1.
I hate to do this.
It's okay.
I'm going Mark Madden.
Why?
Why?
Yeah. Are you just doing it to side with me, or do you really think he's better than Kevin Kelly?
I can see the point of I just feel like he's more mainstream.
Who, Kelly?
No, Mark Madden.
Yeah, but who do you like better? I mean, who would you rather listen to?
Didn't you just give me shit for trying to want to go being a tie and then?
Yeah, but I'm not doing it because I want to go for the tie. I'm doing it because I
still haven't made up a reason yet.
He's better.
Do you really?
Yes.
Okay.
I give you shit because there are times where you'll be like, oh, I just want to, I want to see the coin flip, or I want to be the tiebreaker, or I don't want to be the tiebreaker, or whatever. I want us to have a tie. I gave you shit because you do it on purpose.
Can I flip this one?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, you ready?
Yeah. That was a good flip.
But she said,
We didn't even say who was heads and tails. We wasted that flip.
Yeah.
All right. Tails is Mark Madden. You ready?
Yep.
Wherever it dropped.
Tails. Madden.
Sorry, Kevin Kelly. We're going to get a rant about us just like Tony Khan got. That whole situation was crazy.
Yeah.
I listened to that interview he did. Was it on Busted Open?
But you just advanced Kevin Kelly.
Oh, I was trying to give a fuck you to Tony. Mark Madden. This is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like this website. The one you sent me was cool too, but I couldn't quite figure it out, Eric. But
Which
then
one
I
is
did
this?
this one. It was the exact same thing. And it's like, oh, I could have figured out Eric's. But all right.
This?
This is Challenge Zone or Challenge.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. This one's a fun one against the guy that just got shit on by Ric Flair, Dutch Mantel, and apologized to on Twitter. That's how you know you're doing something right. Against And I'm sorry for Dutch Mantel, to be honest with you, because this is one, if he went up against a Mark Madden or somebody else, he'd be advancing on to the next round.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's going against one of the greatest of all time, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Oh, yeah.
Who I did random seeds. It says he's seeded 9th here, which isn't terrible for him. But Scott Hudson's 4. I love him, but God bless, but no.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan, probably the best color guy to ever exist. You're either just like you're either a JR or Gorilla guy, unless you're like invested in the Monday Night Wars, that it's Shivani or JR. But for eras and stuff, you either think the greatest play-by-play is Gorilla. Well, no, that's the reason we're here. So I can't even put that. At least color guys, it's always been between Jerry the King Lawler and Bobby the Brain Heenan, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think those are the two color guys, like right there for greatest of all time. But Bobby Heenan didn't talk about titties and like creepy shit nearly as much. Did say some offensive shit, though, if you go back on some of those programs.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan wasn't a saint, but also one of the most entertaining guys. And this, we can't just, we're just talking about him behind the booth with Gorilla, or did he do shit with Vince too? Yeah.
Yeah, he was with Vince, Gorilla, Vince, obviously Shivani, Mike Tenay.
So we're judging him calling the wrestling matches. We're not really judging him for fucking prime time as much, and like the stuff, the vignettes he would do with Gorilla. And,
right.
What was that? That was prime time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And even though all that's great stuff, and managing Andre the Giant for WrestleMania 3, like all these amazing things, that's not him as a commentator. But him as a commentator was hilarious. And I know a lot of people, and I remember listening to this podcast, and I'm not going to call them out or anything, because I do think they were trying their best. But they were going through the old WCW, the Nitros. And I can't remember if they started with the NWO or ever since like Nitro started. But their main complaint throughout the episodes was they thought Bobby Heenan sucked on commentary. And I stopped listening to that podcast. Because I think
it wasn't the THC podcast, was
no. It was some random, and I thought they were doing like an okay job reviewing the wrestling, but one of the guys was like, I actually don't really see the appeal in Eddie Guerrero, and then they were talking shit about Bobby the Brain Heenan. I'm like, all right, they're stupid. I was like, that's enough for me. But the earphones away. Like, no offense, but you're an idiot. Can't deal with that. Bobby the Brain Heenan is more entertainment in his pinky than most people have in their whole body. And even in WCW, when it was known he would like to have a cocktail or 5 before the show, he was still fucking awesome and hilarious. He gave the Hogan turn away and it didn't even matter.
No.
Like, he is that good. Like, and by the way, that works because why wouldn't he think that? He's always hated Hogan. Right. That makes sense for his character to be like, whose side is he on? I don't even think that's really giving it away.
Not really.
Bobby Heenan is the fucking man. He's one of the most entertaining people ever. He's got some of the greatest all your comedy lines that you use at work and life. You either stole from the King or Bobby.
Well, I also like to think Cornette too.
Yeah, but
he usually stole them from. But he actually stole them from either King or Bobby.
Bobby Heenan, phenomenal.
I mean, Dutch wasn't horrible either. I mean, Dutch had a good run in Smoky Mountain. He had a good run in the IWA Puerto Rico. But it can't compare to Bobby Heenan. And if you try to compare it, you're a moron.
Clint, you going Dutch Mantel?
Yes, I am.
You're fucking with me, right? You're really going Dutch? I was just kidding.
No, I mean, that's serious. Dutch man.
You like Dutch Mantel over Bobby Heenan?
Oh, wait, Dutch man? Oh, no, wait. You taking Bob? I should take Bobby Heenan.
Okay.
Of course, I'm going Bobby Heenan.
That was my fault. 4-0. Bobby Heenan beat the hell out of Dutch Mantel, which God bless. I still love Dutch. And his YouTube channel's good. Sometimes I go back and forth on James, but I find the fact I commented on one of his videos because he was talking shit about Ric Flair again. And so I'm like, bro's going to war with a dinosaur. Because they're firing off at each other, but like one's a young, fit British dude that's just a super wrestling nerd, and one's like a fucking drunk, delirious Ric Flair. Just fucking, woo, you look like a peanut shell. Jesse Ventura versus Matt Striker.
Oh, boy.
You got one of the old voices of ECWE and the host of the original NXT.
Yeah.
Against the guy that called the first 3 WrestleManias.
First 6
WrestleManias.
Well, I was always a Jesse Body Victoria fan, though. I mean, I really did.
I've never met one.
I hate him.
He's always
honestly.
Everybody I talked to was like, yeah, never really saw it with him. It's like, how was he popular then? Because somebody had to see it and like it.
I mean, I enjoyed Jesse the Body and listening to his commentary. To me, because I felt like he cared more about the wrestling aspect than it is just the sports entertainment side.
I like him more in hindsight because dealing with a heel Vince after all those years, now going back and listening to Jesse bully Vince is awesome. Yeah. But at the time, like if you're watching it in order, you're like, oh, he's picking on poor Vince. But then you watch what Vince ends up doing on the screen, and you're like, oh God, give me Jesse making fun of him again. Like it's kind of cool to see him because he was always on McMahon, just always talking shit to Vince.
You suck, McMahon.
Like. He didn't really work when he went to WCW. That was weird.
I liked him and Tony.
You liked him and Tony? Him and JR was weird when they tried.
They didn't like each other.
Yeah.
They couldn't stand one another.
Who JR and your favorite Arizona, so of course you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
But I just thought he stood out a little too much. It felt like too WWF-y for what they were trying to do.
Well, I think that's also what Bischoff was trying to do at the time.
Yeah. But like watching like a Ric Flair Sting match and then have Shivani, it just was weird. Matt Striker, you fucking hated Matt Striker specifically for the Mickey James storyline because that was your crush, that was your girl Mickey James, and Matt Striker was a heel commentator on SmackDown at the time.
Yeah.
And when Michelle McCool and Layla were calling her a pit, because of course Vince McMahon, like a woman gains a little bit of weight, but she's still beautiful as hell. She's just like maybe gained a couple, and he's like, she's fat. We're putting her in a storyline where they're calling her fat. She's a fat bitch.
Yeah. And plus she also wasn't allowed to be upset with the fact that John Cena dumped her.
Oh yeah, John Cena. Yeah, so she got dumped by John Cena, and then they made fun of her weight.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, she gets upset because John Cena, by the way, is allowed to date whoever he wants.
Yeah. Same company that when they let her go the first time, one of the more disrespected wrestlers of all time, Mickey James.
Yeah.
Those 2 instances, she gets let go. Her belongings get sent to her in a trash bag. You remember that?
Yeah, that was the second time she got let go. The first time she got let go, they made her because they were going to be in Roanoke for SmackDown, and they went to they were on Roanoke or at Roanoke for SmackDown, and she happened to live in Roanoke. So they're like, okay, you're going to go do the press. They called her at like 5:00 in the morning. They said, hey, go to the TV station. You're going to do press for SmackDown. She was already pissed off.
Yeah.
And because she was promoting the show that had already aired.
Yeah.
And then like later after she got home, they said, oh yeah, by the way, SmackDown tonight, it's actually your last appearance because you're fired.
Yeah, dude. And then the second time they send her shit in a trash bag. And then when she posts it, that's when they apologize.
Yeah.
And then they bring her in for LFG, that's fucking stupid tough enough show that's designed to make Bully Ray look cool. And they replace her with Michelle McCool. Like she's just been constantly like, fuck you. Just like for no reason. But all she's done is like kind of entertaining stuff when she's there.
Yeah.
I liked her as Alexa's little bodyguard.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like I've always been a fan of Mickey, but Matt Striker stuck up for the heels because he was a heel commentator and kind of made fun of this lady's weight. And you loved Mickey James, so that was
I remember. I remember like when I used to get the mobile alerts, like if like a big storyline would happen or something like that.
Yeah.
And I would get the mobile alerts, and I would respond to the mobile alerts just by saying Matt Stryker is a no good piece of shit. And I would say other stuff too that I cannot repeat. And then I would get the alert back from WWE. It's just like, your message could not be processed. And I said, too bad, fucking process it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then like at one point they were just like, those are words you cannot say. I said, if you're going to get mad at me, you got to fire Stryker.
And I remember when they did that WWE, was it called WWE Universe, where it was like a blog thing?
Yeah.
Where you could join and blog. This is before Twitter. I think MySpace was around back before that.
Twitter had been like invented, but not like perfected yet.
Oh, okay. But it was the WWE Universe, and you could blog, and you were on there blogging like fucking Matt Stryker, he's a piece of shit. You were talking shit about Matt Stryker on the WWE Universe blog.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was trying to do the podcast back then. I did like a segment where I was talking about the worst characters, and I was like, "What's wrong with like?" I was making fun of Kung Fu Naki, and you're like, "Daniel, they did that like 8 months ago."
Yeah.
So that's the funny part with the blog. But Matt Stryker was he always I liked him. Didn't he do Lucha Underground?
Yeah.
I liked him there. He always is one of those guys that seems very knowledgeable.
Him and D'Lo did Impact for a while too.
So there you go. And on SmackDown and ECWE, he always felt different. Like what I said about everybody feeling like Michael Cole, he's the one guy that kind of didn't. He did, like, he knew a lot about the business. He was the one that said, "I'm marking out, man," during the Royal Rumble, which, yeah, like, that, Vince was behind that. It's like, wait a second. Like, he hated that.
Well, yeah, that's why a few days later he replaced Stryker with Booker T.
Yeah, so, like, he said mark on fucking WWE television.
Yeah.
He was marking out.
He's like, God damn it, Booker T doesn't have anything left in the tank. But we have a guy who actually enjoyed this and is good at his job. So, Booker, you're taking that guy's place. God damn it. Shucky ducky quack quack.
Matt Stryker, he was. I felt bad for him and Josh Matthews during the heel Cole storyline because it felt like they were kind of in this weird, like, sympathetic position. They couldn't really stick up for Jerry Lawler because they wouldn't let them. And they weren't wrestlers, so they weren't going to be like. So they just kind of had to sit there and be like, "Cole, what are you doing, man?" And kind of like talk shit to him, but be sort of sympathetic. Like they were in a weird position, both of those guys. And like Stryker, like you kind of felt like a lot of the ways he would like react to stuff that was going on. It was like such bad television at the time. Sometimes they had to deal. There was like another like in the Mark Madden position where Stryker, by the time he got to Lucha Underground, and Impact had some good shit too, but the WWE product he got to call wasn't the best product. Whereas JR, we're gonna get a lot of love too, but JR had a lot of good shit in front of him. Like
good shit, Pat.
I don't know if anybody can do a better line than "He's dead" when fucking Foley falls off the cage and shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if anybody can do that better, but that is a great moment regardless if JR is there or not. And like JR had a lot of good moments to get to watch and talk about. Whereas Stryker, he had a few, but it was a bad era. What do we think, guys? You're a Golden Age guy. You going Ventura?
Yeah. I hate Jesse Ventura, but he was unfortunately better at his job.
I'm going Jesse Body Bit.
I'm going Jesse.
All right. We have another sweep. Poor Matt
It's
Stryker.
that broom.
Next up, and I feel bad for this guy as well. Even though he might be doing, because I don't know if, Eric knows a lot about Gordon Soley. No offense. But we have the great Gordon Soley versus Scott Hudson. And if you don't know, I'm going to let Doug do his history lesson. But it really shouldn't be needed because if if you know wrestling, if you are like a Mark or like a fucking nerd wrestling fan, you have to know the history of like the NWA and how, and you have to know that the voice of that was Gordon Solie.
Yeah.
Gordon Solie was the territory voice. He is the voice of the territory,
Especially in Florida.
So like Gordon Solie is one of the greatest. Like people like put him, like it's him, JR, fucking Gorilla. It's those Gordon Solie. There's guys that are like, JR's not for me. I like Solie.
Right.
Like a lot of people love Scott Hudson. You know, God bless him, and he got to do GWF, which his stuff there was good.
So he's been.
But WCW 2000 is obviously where I remember him.
Yeah. Well, he started with WCW in '97. He actually replaced Chris Cruz on the Pro Show. So he got to work a lot with Larry Zbyszko.
That's cool.
And obviously Scott Hudson has been on the show before. But unfortunately, like Gordon Solie just was the voice for years, for decades.
Yeah.
Scott Hudson did do some good stuff. Obviously, I like him in Global with Craig Johnson.
But he got screwed. If he gets to Nitro in 98, 99, maybe this would be a different conversation.
Well, he tells the story about how he was only – now, if you listen to Tony Schiavone's version of the story, Bischoff wanted Tony off of television, and they were going to put Scott on there. But then people started saying how much they missed Tony Schiavone.
And poor Scott had to fucking finish the story. I'm sorry.
So now the way Scott Hudson tells the story, because I did get him to tell it a couple months ago, they were, and he said to me, he goes, well, we're supposed to be talking about Global. I said, just humor me for a second. And so he did. And he's like, I was only supposed to be on for a couple weeks because Tony Schiavone wanted a vacation. Tony Schiavone basically said, either give me a vacation or I'm just going to quit. And so they gave him a vacation. And the ratings for Nitro had actually gone up, which I do believe because I have seen them. So the ratings went up a little bit. Now, I don't, Scott Hudson, love you.
Equals ratings.
Yeah, love you to death. I don't know if you're necessarily like the main reason. I mean, when you were on our show, the ratings went up. But
there you go.
So, but Tony was ready to come back, so they had to find a way to write him off of television. Even though Bischoff's just like, wait a minute, like the guy's actually doing good.
Yeah.
So, they ended up having him getting taken out by Rick Steiner because he didn't want to take the power bomb from Sid.
But poor Scott, he had WCW 2000. He was there at the Bash at the Beach too.
Yeah.
He had to watch all that shit. And then he had to call arguably one of the worst matches of all time, which is that Bagwell Booker match. Because that was him and Arn Anderson, wasn't it?
That's the commentary team that they brought over.
And like poor Hudson, because Arn was not good at color commentary.
No.
Arn's like one of my favorite promos ever, and he was like really good at cutting a straight-laced promo. But he fucking, at color, he did not give a fuck, especially that night. And poor Scott Hudson has to just like, and like this is their big moment. This is Nitro on Raw. And that fucking blew. Yeah. And he, like, and it wasn't his fault, but he, like, that poor bastard. Obviously, I'm going to go Gordon Solie.
Unfortunately, I mean, I'm going to agree because
Gordon
Solie is who he is. I love Scott Hudson. Would love to have him on the show again.
Me too.
But, I mean, even he would be like, if he were listening to this, he'd be like, don't pick me.
Yeah, I mean, if he was facing a lot of other people on this, he would win. But he just got an unfortunate draw. And Gordon Solie, like, he was calm, but he was collected, and he knew everything. Like, he was the ultimate.
See, I want to go Gordon as well.
I'll go Gordon too.
Another sweep. Gordon Solie moves on. Next up, and you're going to have to tell people about this one. But we have Renee Young, which the first female color commentator in WWE, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Going against
She's
Dave
the only
Brown,
one on here, the female,
right? Dave Brown.
Yeah, Dave Brown from Memphis. Lance Russell's partner for the longest time. He did a lot of he was there for a lot of the studio stuff, especially in the late 80s. Late 80s and 90s when USWA with the USWA. Especially when they became the USWA. That's when he was mainly that's what he was mainly around for. He was one of those, he was basically brought in to help Lance Russell call the matches. And he got to do quite a few interviews. He was very, very good at his job, very good at calling the matches. I mean, he's not Lance Russell, but
but that was Memphis was a great territory.
Yeah.
So like him getting to call the king is the best.
Him getting to call the king, he got to call many stars back in that day. Obviously, he was there for a lot of like when the WWF and the USWA had the partnership.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys going in.
And I will say, God bless Renee. And I really think she's a sweet person. I like her in her role in AEW as like an interviewer. I think she's good at stuff like that. As a color commentator, she fucking sucks.
She was not good at all.
No offense to Moxley, and I don't want to make an enemy of the Death Riders, but Renee.
I mean, we could take half of them.
Renee,
the only one we can't beat up is Marina.
I can see why her old podcast was on Sessions because she blew us as a color commentator. I thought she was bad, which I could. Changing that to Sessions was a good move.
Yeah.
Because when that first, I was like, what? Oral session? But I like her a lot. I don't like her as a color commentator. I thought she sucked. She was not good. She was not entertaining. She's calling me.
I don't remember her.
Renee Young. All right. So I'll say this. The problem with Renee Young is that she came in at the wrong time.
She had a bad team too, yeah.
And then she was like, but right behind a Michael Cole, who was the lead of the team.
Yeah.
She was just a missing. It's like she was a fill-in until they found someone new. Like they knew they wasn't going to keep her there as long as she did. I think fans wanted her there just for the eye candy aspect, but.
They wanted her there because Coachman left them hanging. Because Coachman and Corey Graves couldn't work together anymore because Coachman was trying to bring legitimacy. Corey Graves legit hated people that came from, even though Coachman had been there before, but because Coachman was coming from ESPN, Corey Graves legit hated working with outside people, and he would let them know how much he hated it. He did it to Morrow. He did it to that baseball announcer. He did it to Jimmy Smith.
Oh, Joe Tessitore? Yeah, whatever happened to him?
Tessitore? Tessitore's still there. He's calling SmackDown tonight.
Oh.
He's on the list. I will say I'm 100% with Corey Graves on this situation. Jonathan Coachman is one of the biggest boogers in the world that needs to be picked and thrown out. I am sick of Jonathan Coachman. I've never liked him. I think he sucks. I think he's a bad analyst. He's all right with football stuff, and I don't mind him when I hear him in Madden. But that's about it. As a wrestling personality, commentator, whatever, the stupid shit he does with Russo now, he can go fuck himself. And I do think he sucked very bad in that 3-man booth. And Corey was just pointing it out.
Well, and I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm just saying is that Corey Graves – because Corey Graves he did not like working with it. That's one of the reasons why they moved him to NXT is because they did not think he could behave himself working with Joe Tessitore. That's one of the reasons why he had to go to NXT because they're just like, no, we want to keep him with Barrett because you have proven that you are a fucking asshole.
I just think you're giving too much sympathy to Coachman. Coachman sucked. Coachman was worse than fucking Renee.
I'm not giving sympathy to Coachman. I'm giving hate to Corey Graves.
Yeah, but Corey was right in that situation. Him against Coach. Corey against Booker, I'm going Booker. Which I know you don't have a side in that fight. But Corey against Coach, Corey all day. Coach can go fuck himself.
All day too.
But I felt bad for Renee being in between Corey and Michael. They should have just let them do the 2-man move.
Yeah.
So I'm going Dave Brown.
Yeah, as much as I like Renee Young, I'm going Dave Brown.
Yeah, I want Dave Brown too. Even though I kind of want to say Renee Young.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
4-0. Now we have former partners.
Yep, former broadcast partners. His Lordship Alfred Hayes and Gorilla Monsoon. So this is going to be an interesting one because both of these guys are like, again, they've worked together so many times and they were friends for so long too. And Alfred is more known for the Coliseum home video releases than he is really calling. I mean, Coliseum home video and the shows at like the garden shows, like Madison Square Garden, Boston Garden.
It was weird watching WrestleMania 1 and looking at him terrified.
Yeah.
He was like, someone has a gun to my fucking head. He was, to me, I like him, but he was goofy and he was always known for not really being a great announcer.
No.
He never really knew what the hell was going on. He wasn't good at calling holds. He wasn't really that entertaining. He was just kind of fun.
And the thing is, he knew the holds. He just didn't know, like, he knew what the holds were. He just, like, always called them by the wrong name.
Yeah. Exactly. Whereas Gorilla is goated.
Yeah.
There's a reason the Gorilla position, Triple H is sitting in Gorilla tonight.
Yeah.
Gorilla, him and Bobby is probably, it's something, like I said with JR and King, you're either a JR and King or a Bobby and Gorilla guy. And so Gorilla has to demolish Lord Alfred Hayes in this. Gorilla is one of the greatest of all time. He could go to the end here.
I'd give it to Gorilla.
I'm going Gorilla.
I'm going with the Gorilla, man.
He was so fucking good. All right. Eric brought him, or no, Kenneth brought him up earlier. We have Nigel McGuinness against Joe Tessitore.
Ooh.
Nigel McGuinness. So, do you like AEW better? Or, do you like SmackDown or Collision?
Did Nigel do some ROH or was he not?
Nigel was with Ring of Honor, yeah. He was with Ring of Honor. He was with NXT.
He's a good commentator.
Yeah.
I like it. And especially I like when Bryan Danielson was wrestling and Nigel would be like, fuck this guy. So, like, I like that he held that beef for so long. And I know it's because they were going to do the match eventually, but it just always seemed like he just hated him. And I always liked that. Nigel is a good heel color commentator. And I like it when he flirts with the girls. I like he is good.
Take your hands off her.
Yeah, he is super entertaining. I really like that.
His accent's good too. So.
His accent is it really makes it. But
for a minute, I thought you said his ass was good.
Joe Tess, even though his SmackDown show that he's had to call hasn't been the greatest in a while, Joe Tess is fantastic, and he brings an air of legitimacy to wrestling. He really does bring that, but he knows what he's talking about. He's passionate. He seems to really enjoy what's going on. Joe Tess is one of the best announcer additions they've ever made. He's better than a lot of the guys we're going to talk about today. So I really feel kind of compelled to send him forward because Joe Tess, I like him better than Cole.
I do too. I'm definitely going Tess. Only
I'm going. Whoa.
It's a hard one. I like Nigel a lot, and I'd want him to move forward. But I think Joe Tess, especially Joe Tess and Wade Barrett, just click.
Yeah,
that's a great team.
They're a great. They would do good calling a sporting event too.
Whereas I like Nigel and Tony, but Nigel, Tony, and Excalibur,
yeah.
This is hard.
Joe's.
I'll have to go with Joe on this one.
I'm just going to say Nigel, even though he's not going to move on. So.
Well, at least Nigel got one. The scores matter.
Yep.
And Joe Chess moves forward. Next up, we have Lee Marshall against Joel Gertner,
All right.
the big fat playboy.
So, do you want me to kind of like, because I know we're kind of running short on time.
Yeah, you can give some background on Marshall, but make it quick.
All right. Lee Marshall started off in the AWA. He was the AWA announcer. He got brought in to be the color commentator with Rod Trongard. Then Rod Trongard left the AWA in '88 to go to the WWF. And then Lee Marshall, became the lead announcer. And then, when AWA closes up shop, he's not seen for years. But then he pops up in WCW.
Yeah.
And did mainly the main event broadcasts. He was on Thunder for like the first year with Tony and Bobby. Joel Gertner, obviously, he's known for being a color commentator with Joey Styles on ECW.
Yeah.
One thing, and I know this isn't going to help Lee Marshall move on or not, but for years up until his passing, Lee Marshall was actually the voice of Tony the Tiger.
Holy shit. Joel was fucking. I liked him as a heel that would get his comeupping sometimes.
Yeah,
but as a commentator, I thought he blew. I'm going Lee.
So am I.
I agree.
I agree with her.
All right, 4-0 Lee Marshall. Bill Mercer versus Excalibur.
All right, we know who Excalibur is.
The voice of AEW.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bill Mercer was the voice of World Class Championship Wrestling. A lot of people call him like one of the worst announcers of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But,
Why?
well, it's also because he's straight-laced.
Okay.
He
They
didn't.
just thought he was boring?
Yeah, they just thought he was boring, that he didn't show a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think he did.
Yeah.
I don't think he shows the emotion that Excalibur does.
Yeah, but I think Excalibur is actually kind of ass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Eric. I've just never been into the like. He's passionate and he knows a lot about indie wrestling, but he doesn't do a great job of explaining it for the audience. He does a little bit, but it's like you have to be an indie fan to really understand Excalibur. It feels like. And I don't think he's made for the casual audience.
Yeah, I'm going Bill Mercer just because of his history. Because I do think I don't agree with a lot of people that says that he wasn't good. I think he was. By the way, he lived to be 99.
And this is one that's great. And this is what both guys got to call good products.
Yeah.
Because AEW's been really hot at times, and World Class was hot.
Oh yeah, for the longest
Well.
time.
So you get to call fucking Kerry and David and all them. So
Well, I want to go with Excalibur for me.
You're going Excalibur?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Eric,
I'm going Excalibur.
and it's all on me.
Yep.
Flip the coin.
All right.
Going
You got it?
Yeah.
Give it a good flip. Oh, wait. Heads are who's heads? Who's Bill
I
Mercer's
think
probably
Excalibur should be heads. There, I called it.
I lost the coin.
If you weren't always so goddamn rough.
Get another
Because
one. Jesus Christ. Go get another coin. Take it to sweet age. Oh, I found it. I'm just kidding. Bill Mercer and Excalibur. Doug's coming back with the coin now.
All right.
There it
So
Let me give it away. Let me get another shot. I won't fuck it. Come on. All right. Call it in the air.
All right. Mercer's heads because his name was first.
Wait, I just said Alscarborough's heads.
God, now we have controversy.
Well, wouldn't it make sense for the guy that's up on the top to be heads?
Whatever. Go ahead.
All right, I'm flipping it again. Bill Mercer's head. Bill Mercer rolls on.
See what I mean?
Excalibur got fucked. This is the Montreal screw job all over again.
Yeah.
Bill Watts, the voice of Mid-South and the booker of Mid-South versus Doc Hendricks. Michael P.S. Hayes. Doot.
Obviously Bill Mercer was a color commentator for Mid-South. He basically he really gave it his all. He was always super
I
passionate.
said Mercer.
The other guy, the other Bill.
Yeah, and we're going to have to go into kind of a speed territory now. But unless we want to do part 2 next week.
I say do part 2.
Do you want to
How
try
many more do we have in the first round?
a lot?
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. Part 2. Just I always be wrong with you.
This fucking thing, please.
You're just he's just he didn't listen to me when I said Excalibur was
You fucked me on
heads.
Excalibur.
So
No,
fuck you.
you didn't listen to me when I called it first. I said Excalibur, if you read roll back the tape, I want Excalibur to be heads the first time around. We wouldn't feel stupid rigging a coin.
Before I rigged the coin. Well, we can't go back. All right, you want to do part 2 next week?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, this was a fun first round, and this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean the first round technically has to continue next week, and
then we get Sean Mooney and Shane McMahon. That'll be fun.
Oh boy.
But I'm going Bill Watts.
so am I.
Me too.
Yeah, so am I. Okay.
We're not doing a re-rank of the Excalibur round.
Yeah, boo. The biggest screw job out there, man.
The Excalibur.
Eric, I'm
Well,
disappointed.
this one would actually when he flipped the coin, he was so aggressive with the damn coin. It's like when he goes after my tits.
Well, at least I tried to get it to flip. All right, this was fun. We'll be here next week. Yeah. What are you doing on the cartoon show?
Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time on the When Tunes Combined YouTube channel, we're gonna see Amazing World of Gumball take on Legend of Tarzan, episode 36 of Animated Hour of Power. By the way, for those of you that don't know what the show is, Amazing World of Gumball takes on Legend of Tarzan. Inuyasha takes on One Punch Man. SWAT Cats Radical Squadron takes on Mummies Alive. And the main event is going to be Dragon Ball, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what my own show is.
Sailor Moon versus Dragon versus
See, you couldn't even do it. Sailor Moon versus
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm about to say Dragon Ball. There you go, man. You gotta put Goku in the main event.
He was already the main event earlier on in stage 3. I mean, he's going to keep being the main event because he's one of the better shows in the series.
And especially now it's bringing it back and they're going to do Garac's full arc. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, do you watch Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z Kai and all that stuff too?
Yes, I do. I watch them all.
All right. So the pre-recorded show that we're doing that's going to come out on Wednesday actually has Dragon Ball Super going against Speed Racer.
Yep.
So
Actually, Goku blew him out of the ballpark with that Kamehameha.
I think that's probably what's going to happen. At least for Anime Guy has his way. Which anyway, but yeah, so that's tomorrow night on the When Tunes Combined YouTube channel, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Main event, like I said, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Taking on Sailor Moon.
That's gonna be interesting. I've had a hard time picking there, so
I don't know, man. I'll feel on Yu-Gi-Oh! Right there, yo.
Should we do 2 topics next week? Do you think we'll have enough to fill?
Yeah, we still got quite a bit in the first round.
Okay. All right, so we'll be here next week for part 2 of the best commentator of all time bracket tournament. And Doug, you want to tell Eric something?
Clip it.
AI clips. Oh,
And we'll see everybody next time.
Yep.
Love you.
Later.
Later.
love you guys.